Hello, today let's discuss a niche area of logical or analytical reasoning which we call as the blood relations. For example, there could just be a question which says I have no brother or sister but that man's father is my father's son. We are stuck with such a statement. We need some time to sort ourselves. This is the kind of question that I'm talking about, which is blood relations. What happens here is that the thoroughness that you have as far as understanding the relations is concerned, I don't mind in whatever language. I've seen a lot of them solve it in Hindi and get an answer in English just by translation, but that is very much to do with your comfort level. If we start off with probably what are the small ground rules that we have in cracking these kind of questions, I'm sure it will go a long way in just safely dissecting these questions and getting the right answers. I've seen there are exactly two kinds of students here. One of them who are extremely comfortable with this kind of questions and crack it come what may. Another ones who just do not like entering these kind of questions because probably they're not as comfortable discussing relations. If I talk about family relations or blood relations, we'll go very specific and in a structured manner. And for every kind of a relation that we have, we'll try to put in a small symbol. Say for example, if I say A is a male, I just say A and put a plus sign besides it. If I say female, I put a minus. Nothing indicative obviously, but just that it's our way of notations. If I say equal to, I'll put an equal to. If I say not equal to, I'll just cut an equal to. If I say A is older or probably greater than, I'll put a greater sign. And if I put somebody is younger, I'll put a smaller sign. Because these are all time saving tactics. On the other hand, if there are names of people given, I will go ahead and not use the whole name but only the initials. Even if it's a name, place or a thing, I will at max use the initial letters just as a representation. As far as a chart for marking connections is concerned, I will try and be neat. Certain ground rules. For showing relationships and depicting generations, I'll make tree diagrams. Say for example, if I have to come up with the first layer which is the oldest, say probably grandparents level. From there my father's level, from there my level, my children's level, my grandchildren. So effectively all I need is probably 5 stages of a tree diagram, and that is something I'll use for charts. Also, see there are things like his car or his something. The words like his or her in these kind of problems are indicative of the gender, so I should not be taking these words lightly. As far as the questions here are concerned, broadly these can be classified into two kinds of questions. One is chain relation questions, other one is puzzle questions. As and when they come, I'll give you an example of what it is. Starting off with a chain relation question, let me go back to the funny sentence that I started the whole lecture with. So for example, pointing to a photograph, a man said, I have no brother or sister, but that man's father is my father's son. So whose photograph is it? The options: his own, his son's, his father's, his nephew's, or none of these options. Let's assess how to go ahead with these questions. Since the narrator has no brother, his father's son is he himself. So this whole question can be chopped off into a smaller question. Therefore, the man who is talking is the father of the man in the photograph, or the man in the photograph is his son. This kind of solving of a question can be considered as pocket solving, wherein I will ensure that I work backwards, replace smaller portions of the question with whatever that I could derive. If I think back on questions like, I have no brother or sister, but that man's father is my father's son. Working back, that man's father is my father's son, and the fact that I don't have a brother or a sister, that just means that the one in the photograph is my son. Another such example where chain relations are there, I say Amar introduces Rohit as a son of the only brother of his father's wife. How is Rohit related to Amar? The options: cousin, son, uncle, father-in-law, or brother. Looking at how to go about, if I just replace smaller portions, the end of my sentence was father's wife, replace it with mother. Then I replace mother's brother with uncle. So all I am left with is Rohit is a son of uncle. Uncle's son is again cousin. So I'm done with even that. Therefore, Rohit is Amar's cousin, and there I get the answer. These kind of questions, if I go in the order of the speech, good chances that I might just get intertwined in the question that is given. Rather, I work backwards and do pocket solving of the question. If I pick up another example, pointing towards a person in a photograph, Anjali said, he is the only son of the father of my sister's brother. How is the person related to Anjali? The options are mother, father, maternal uncle, cousin, and none of these. Very funny that, the one who's made the options feels that we might just get confused with the gender as well, because there's an option of mother and there's an option of father. It should be an easy question to crack. Let's get in further. Again, backward solving of pockets says sister's brother, obviously brother, brother's father, father, father's son, brother. It just comes back to the same place. So the person in the photograph is Anjali's brother. Hence the option here is none of these four options which is given, and hence none becomes the correct answer. We move on to the next set of questions where I had said first one was chain relations and the second one I am talking about is puzzles. An example of a puzzle is on the screen. There are 6 children playing football, A, B, C, D, E and F. A and E are brothers. F is the sister of E. C is the only son of A's uncle. B and D are the daughters of the brother of C's father. Complicated enough, but should be easy. Who is other than A's father? Okay. If you look into the questions will be more or less sorting of these puzzles. And the first question here is, how is C related to F? If you consider the question, F is E's and hence A's sister. So C is also the son of P's uncle and is therefore F's cousin. The correct answer to this is option A, which is cousin. Another question, how many male players are there? Good, all we need to track is just the gender. As given, A and E are brothers, hence both are males. F is the sister of E and hence female. C is the son, hence one more male. B and D are daughters, hence female. So we are sorted. There are 3 males, 3 females. So the option here, correct answer is option B, which is 3. This is the kind of puzzle where there were 6 people and we had to track their gender. If at all they want to make it more complicated, they'll add a profession to it, or probably they'll add a sport or a subject. So there is a name, gender, some other third attribute, just to add some complexity to the question which is given. These kind of questions are best solved in solace and not when you are pushing yourself for solving more than one question at a time. Blood relations, sit once, sort the whole family chart, remember the relations. I think that should be sufficient. Best of luck.